Did you know that Benjamin Franklin ended up on the largest cash bill? Now not most effective due to the fact he signed the U.S. Statement of Independence, but normally because of his books on wealth and success. Maybe you may be next. So, watch the video until the stop. Welcome to the main channel on finance. Be part of the Future Millionaires membership by clicking the subscribe button now. Extra than 250 years in the past, Benjamin Franklin combined numerous proverbs approximately wealth and achievement from his annual Richard's Almanac, which he wrote for 25 years under the pseudonym Richard Saunders. The ensuing essay was published as a preface to the 1758 Almanac and turned into later referred to as The Way to Wealth. It has been reprinted in extra than 100 languages. Now humans cope with poverty by now not permitting it to multiply. The scribe Franklin's writing. What does the route to wealth encompass in keeping with the trickster Benjamin Franklin? And may his thoughts definitely assist you to forget about the lack of money forever. You may discover proper now, if a person does not know how to hold what he has earned, he may fit all his life without relaxation and die without preserving even a fourpence coin. The wealthy table leaves a meager bequest. In case you want to be rich, consider saving an awful lot as you reflect on consideration on earning. Even as rich people awareness of earning, they generally have at least 3 assets of profits. Wealth is likewise defined via saving and making an investment. As Ramit Sethi writes in his high-quality Vendor I Will Train You to Be Rich, on average millionaires invest 20% in their own family's earnings every year. Their wealth isn't always measured via the quantity they earn every year, however, with the aid of their savings and investments over a sure duration. So, if you want to get wealthy, you need to pay yourself first and start doing it as early as viable. Because when you make investments, the money begins operating for you. Taxes are indeed very excessive, however, we've many different taxes that are a great deal heavier for some of us. We pay twice as much tax for our idleness, 3 instances as a great deal for our satisfaction, and 4 times as lots for our stupidity. Franklin derived this knowledge about wealth from a story that took place him as a toddler. When he was 7, he appreciated a whistle that made a delightful sound, and Benjamin did now not hesitate to spend all his financial savings on it. He no longer even tries to lower the price, however, absolutely paid the amount named by way of the neighbor boy. This purchase gave Franklin awesome delight. He by no means parted with his whistle and whistled it non-forestall. However, his loved ones no longer locate this by as charming. They explain to the boy that for that amount of cash he may want to purchase himself 4 such whistles. Economic control has a good deal extra to do with psychology and your attitude than you may think. The rich think differently than the center's magnificence. For example, they do not worry about uncertainty. They're focused on being profitable, have no regrets approximately the past, as millionaire
and
Steve
see
Sable
money as
made
their
his
buddy.
fortune on his personal rights. The path to wealth starts off evolving by converting the way we consider making money. Permits are clear as soon as and for all, every person can grow to be wealthy. If you need to stand out from the crowd, start together with your mentality. Forestall is lazy. Come to be less proud and greater clever. Cast off the matters which can be well worth greater than the money that is going to the IRS. Laziness makes everything hard and diligence makes it smooth. People who get up past due, run via the day and slightly finish their work via the night. Whilst laziness weaves so slowly that poverty soon catches up with it. Whoever is going to bed early and gets up early is constantly healthy, wealthy, and clever. Achievement did not come to Franklin in a single day. It took him a decade to head from vagabond and apprentice in many London print shops, wherein he did the dirty work for the bosses, to commencing his own shop and turning it into a profitable business. At this time, he led a Spartan way of life and changed into a great deal extra hard-working than any of his competition. Benjamin even regarded his paintings as entrepreneurial. The longer he labored, the more he should learn. Such diligence assured career advancement and, for this reason, extended his pay. Wealthy and a success human beings spend more time at work and they prefer it. After analyzing the lives of 177 millionaires for 5 years, Thomas Corley located that 86 of the rich work an average of 50 hours per week or even extra, and the most effective 6% of this surveyed sense sat approximately the quantity of work. Maximum rich human beings use a greater time earlier than sunrise. Approximately 50% of the millionaires in Corley examine who made their cash via their very own hard work, wakened 3 hours earlier than work started. You might assume that a little tea or punch now and then, more steeply priced meals, nicer clothes, and a little entertainment do not make much difference to your pockets. However, keep in mind, small financial savings create massive capital. Beware of small costs. A small leak can sink a huge ship. Small, apparently insignificant purchases have a way of including up. Modern-day society is designed to help us do away with the future. There is no getting far away from it. Cash is simple to spend, and it's especially smooth to waste it on little matters. The problem is this little spending provides up, and before you realize it you owe yourself tens of millions, writes economic representative David Baugh in his e-book Smart Couples Get Wealthy. He recommends writing down all charges at least per week to determine wherein you may cut again. Then divert the money you shop on the one unnecessary daily cost right into a savings or funding account, and through the years it'll grow to be a decent quantity. The reason this easy idea is so essential is that this, in case you make yourself agree that you may discover a further 100 a day to put right into a savings account, you can take advantage of an idea referred to as the miracle of compound hobby, explains Baugh. Diligence is the mother of luck. In case you want to be rich, you need success, writes Franklin. The good news is that everyone can prevail on their very own, and this is precisely what wealthy people do. For luck to come back into your existence, get used to endurance, specifically in the face of difficulty and failure. Perseverance makes you unstoppable. It's farthest first class that allows you to study what doesn't paint and to test constantly until you find what is going to paint as it should. Perseverance is the most important contributor to shaping your personal luck. The fortunate ones are individuals who persist in, writes Benjamin. The choice to get wealthy does now not make you rich. It is simply the strength to be used to obtain wealth. The truths Benjamin Franklin described today shape the appropriate formulation for achieving wealth. Yes, it takes effort. But in case you really want to own hundreds of thousands, your choice is the primary source of energy that will help you overcome all of the obstacles on your way. Besides, it's been confirmed that all our accomplishments lie in overcoming. The more difficult the obstacle, the sweeter the joy of victory from overcoming ourselves. Laziness flaws worldview and attitudes, which means we've grown to be higher and stronger. That is, we have multiplied our very own value. We conquer ourselves, and so through the years, we get to the important middle. It lets us be more self-assured and capable of simply managing our very own self-company. With those abilities, you may accomplish greater in per week than you'll in a year without them. And this became the primary channel of finance. Subscribe and get the financial freedom